Hey, if you're struggling with mixed voice and you're doing all of these different mixed voice exercises and it's not really translating to songs, there's a reason why that is. When you go and you start singing the words, all that sort of stuff falls apart. If you're doing ma 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 ma, all that falls apart. Now, there's some caveats to that. If you're not doing those exercises correctly with the physicality that those exercises should be done with, it's not going to translate to when you go and sing the songs. But one of the best hacks that I've found for working on my own mixed voice, and if you're not new here, you'll know that I've had some trouble with my voice. If you go back to videos around June 2024, you'll see how bad it actually got before I started intervening. That was a health related issue, but even before that, I was struggling with my voice just in general. And well, because I had COVID, and then I was like trying to get it back. I've had loads of different things going on with my voice, and mixed voice is something that I've really leaned into. So if you don't know me, my name is Jim. I'm a professional singer for almost 40 years, professional vocal coach for over 20 years. And especially in the last kind of year, I've really leaned into mixed voice and working with that a lot. And that's really helped my voice overall in general. And not just singing in kind of light mixed voice, but when you start in that place, you can put power into that gradually. This is something that takes a little time, but if you really want to do it, you'll put the work in. But so today, I want to listen to Chris Cornell's album Euphoria Morning. We're going to take a few lines from there, a few lines that I found were really helpful for me when I was kind of, regaining my voice, rehabilitating my voice, retraining, if you will. I was actually changed my technique quite a bit in the last couple of years since I had the issue with Hashimoto's and stuff. Anyway, let's dig into this. I'm just going to play a few little lines, just one line, and we're going to repeat that same line over and over again and see if we can develop that. Because I find when you take a line and you sing that line slow and you repeat the line over and over again, you find new ways to sing the line. You kind of start finding your voice. Anyway, let's dig into this. This first song is Can't Change Me. So let's see on this one part here. Wait just 1 minute here. I can see that she's trying to read me. On that, so I can see that she's trying to read me. Just trying to keep that light. I mean, it's like we say mixed voice. The whole idea around mixed voice is it has to have a combination of the head voice, see that she's trying to read, and chest voice, see that she's trying to. So you could see the two of those were extremes, but mixing those two, that's what mixed voice really is. We're taking that, I can see that she's trying. So if I take that in a light, I can see that she's trying to read me. So just start singing that really light. And then this is where we start to put in a bit of chest resonance to get that mixed voice. So take it as light as you need to. Just, I can see that she's trying to read me. That's very light. I can see that she's trying to read me. You can see there I kind of fell apart there a little bit, because I'm used to kind of lifting the sort of chest voice up into that. But let's keep it light. I can see that she's trying to read me. It's kind of like, and I've often approached a lot of things from a kind of a yawning perspective, because when you're just yawning, there's no pressure on your throat or trying to make words or anything like that. So that's where a lot of times things fall apart, when you start to add that kind of different tensions and things in there. So if you just keep it light, she's trying to read me. She's trying to read me. See that she's trying to read me. And we can start to add a little power in there. See that she's trying to read me. See that she's trying to read me. Just kind of add a little bit of a read me. Like this kind of this upward momentum with the breath. See that she's trying to read me. So let's listen to the actual line again. I can see that she's trying to read me. I could see that she's trying to read me. So it's getting a little bit closer to what Chris is singing there. Then on this next part here, it goes up a little bit higher. So it goes, she's going to change the world. So that's in a really light head voice. She's going to change the world. She's going to change the world. She's going to change the world. I'll start to add a little bit of more lift into that. She's going to change the world. You can hear how it kind of broke a little bit. Kind of got too excited there. She's going to change the world. She's going to change the world. Let's listen to that again. She's going to change the world. She's going to turn that light. She's going to change the world. She's going to change the world. Grow it a little bit. She's growing to change the world. I said growing. She's growing to change the world. She's going to change the world. She's going to change the world. She's going to change the world. You can even get like just go to the extreme and put a lot of chest voice in it. She's going to change the world. It got a little bit clenched down in doing that. She's going to change the world. That was a little bit lighter, still like going to the extreme. And that's, dialing a little bit too much chest in there. Taking it back lighter. She's going to change the world. Oh, she's going to change the world. Is she keeping it light? She's going to change the world. She's going to change the world. Now, I know this kind of seems like it's quite repetitive and like a little bit like, oh, geez, will you stop? But when you're doing this on your own and you're practicing the line, you start to notice different things as you're kind of adding a little bit more power into it. You notice different things. And this is something like really, if you're obsessed on your own voice, and you really, really listen to a lot of things, you're just obsessed with trying to get it better and better, you really pick up on all these little detail things. And that's something like I'm obsessed on, not only like with trying to improve my voice, but trying to improve my students' voices. And that's something like I obsess on your problems just as much as I obsess on my problems, if not more. I probably obsess on helping other people fix their voice more than my own. And trust me, I obsess on trying to improve my voice constantly. We're going to listen to this other song, the next song called Flutter Girl. And there's just a really nice kind of sort of flowy climb up in it, flowy climb up the notes, right? So, and I always found this at first I found this really difficult to do because of the way it moves. So I'm just going to go on I'm trying to keep it small here just in case it gets dinged for, using this, but it is for educational purposes. So this is fair use, right? But I just want to take in from this part here. Listen. So you can hear that. I'm going to just repeat that line over a few times. Tonight my tears might stain your wings. I'm trying to keep that light, right? My tears might stain your wings. Tonight my tears might stain your wings. Now he gets a little bit more kind of chest resonance in the end of that. My tears might stain your wings. Tonight my tears might stain your wings. Maybe that was a little bit too much in there, but I just sing that line over and over again because I just love that. With eyes of rust, tonight my tears might stain your wings. Tonight my tears might stain your wings. I feel like this kind of, just try to flow through that. Tonight my tears might stain your wings. Just keep it light. Tonight my tears might stain your wings. Tonight my tears might stain your wings. Let's try to lift into it now. Tonight my tears might stain your wings. Tonight my tears might stain your wings. So what I'm doing, it's very hard to explain what's happening with my support. I put together a course called Singing Support Secrets, and like I'm redoing that because of the issues with my voice. I put that out at probably like just before the height of actually when I had to go to the hospital with Hashimoto's because my thyroid was at 0. It was undetectable. And that's the battery for your heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, all that stuff. So it's pretty bad. But anyway, the course itself is all good information, but it's just I sound terrible, and there's a lot of reasons why. Hashimoto's, with your thyroid's low, you kind of sound drunk and just slurring speech and talking slow, and I'm all swollen, and lots of wonderful, beautiful things. Anyway, thank God I'm past that. But one of the things that I'm doing in there is really adding a lot of support to get into that place. Tonight my tears might stain your wings. And this is the thing that a lot of singers, especially beginner singers, just don't understand, is that singing is physical. There's so much about it that's physical, and too many people sing like really easy and lazy. So, if like somebody's singing that, tonight my tears might stain your wings. So that's why I'm cracking, because there's no support in there. Now there's other things going on as well. I put together, there's kind of 7 steps to great singing. I call it 7 laws, but that sounds a little bit like, it sounds a bit harsh, but, and one of my students said, maybe you should call it steps instead of laws, but point taken. But those things, when I do these 7 things, I found that like singing is easy and it's predictable, and it's just like it's weird. It like, for someone who has struggled for such a long time with my voice and doing things, and then one day it seems to work, and then the next day it seems not to work, and then I can't sing this one line, and I could sing that yesterday, and I can't sing that today, and what's going on with my voice? But after finding out these 7 things through all of my work on my own self, like obsessing on my own voice all day, every day, and I'm not even joking, all day, every day, these are the 7 things that I've discovered. If I do these 7 things, then everything works. There's no problems. There's no kind of like, oh yeah, I know if I do something wrong, I'm like, well, I just forgot to do that or something, or like I didn't do that. So, but if you ingrain these in your muscle memory, you just train these particular coordinations throughout, like the whole physical coordination through your whole body, then just everything works. And anyway, let's move on to the next song. What's let's see, Follow My Way. This is really good. Again, okay, I don't want to, okay, stop that. This moves very, it's got a very flowy part, and then there's this part at the end where I was like, this was one of my like like pet peeve parts, if you want to call it that. It's one of these difficult parts where I was like, I just can't get this. I don't know what this is. And I sing in the shower all the time, like probably like you guys singing. Let me know in the comments below. Do you sing in the shower? Where's your favorite place to sing? Car, shower, wherever. But singing in the shower, and I would put this on every time I was in the shower. Like every time I listened to this whole like album, and this is a few songs into it, and it'd be like going, why can't I sing this? Eventually I got it, and then that's with the 7 things. But anyway, let's just listen to a little bit of the flow of this, right? This is little one, don't be a fool. So, little one, don't be a fool. So there's so many little melismas, as they call them. You know, people call them turns or whatever. That's when they a fool. That's what those things are called. That's the fancy term for it anyway. But let's see on this. There's another like on this. In euphoria, I'm bruised. So it's kind of follows that same pattern. In euphoria, I'm bruised, and then it goes down to this. In confusion, next I'm lightning. In confusion, next I'm lightning. Let's see, and there's this other part here. This is the part where it starts to get a little bit funky. It starts to get a little bit higher. I'll play this whole part here. So let's go back to this. Through oblivion, I charge, follow my way. So you can hear how like it's not really particularly high, but just the way that goes, like the through oblivion, I charge, follow my way. So let's move on to this is where it gets a little bit higher. So if we take that from a light, out of my way, I'm only pure when I get lost. Like I'm singing that super light. Out of my way, I'm only pure when I get lost. Out of my way. But here, how is he actually singing that? Out of my way. Out of my way. So it's pretty full, right? It's got some chest resonance in it. But if we start with the light, out of my way, out of my way, out of my way, and just kind of grow into that. I know you've probably heard people say, no, you can't grow from that head voice into something full, but that's what mixed voice is. You're just putting chest resonance into that head. Out of my way, out of my way. I don't know if you can hear the difference between those two. I'm going to sing it just in head voice. Out of my way. And then with chest resonance in it. Out of my way. Out of my way. It's kind of, it's a little bit phlegmy. So that's another thing. If you have to clear your throat, I always do that like that. Try to keep that light, because if you do it the way most people do, like that, just causes your throat to create more phlegm because you're irritating it, and it throws more phlegm. It's like, oh God, there's a problem, and throws more phlegm on it. But anyway, let's see where I just want to go down to the end. Yeah, this is the part here. So that part, it says all eyes closed tightly. So it's, all eyes closed tightly. For the longest time, I couldn't get that. I was just singing this, all eyes closed tightly, just really light like that. And the more you can like just sing that in that light, all eyes closed tightly, all eyes eyes closed tightly. So I'm starting to add that chest resonance in there. All eyes closed tightly. So going back to that lightness. All eyes closed tightly. So light, right? Just keeping it really light. All eyes closed tightly. Trying to grow it now. All eyes closed tightly. All eyes closed tightly. Sometimes when you're growing, it gets a little bit squirrely, like in between. That's why, like, if you're used to just putting in that fullness, when you're playing like in that middle zone, it can get a bit funky. And if your voice is getting a little bit shaky and funky around that middle between all eyes closed tightly and all eyes closed tightly, between the lightness and the fullness, that's just because your support is not used to that kind of that it's not used to doing the work, right? To put that from all eyes closed tightly from the head voice to the full all eyes closed tightly. And sometimes it could be helpful to slow that down. Oh, just from all eyes closed tightly. Just to take it slow so you feel that amount of work that has to happen in the support. So I know there's lots of other songs on there. It's an incredible album. I mean, what I would suggest is just go, if you don't have the album, go and listen to the album on repeat, because I used to listen to this all the time on repeat. And there is so much mixed voice gold in this entire collection of songs. Album, what we used to call album. I suppose we could still call them album, but whatever. Whatever you want to call it. CD, album, vinyl, whatever, digital, Spotify, whatever you use. Just go listen to that album, because it's just packed with loads of those little challenging mixed voice kind of runs in it. So anyway, I hope this helps you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. You can join me on Patreon or become a channel member. And if you like this video, please hit like so it goes out to the algorithm, and share it out to some other people. And subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get my videos. I'm putting out 3 a week like currently, so stay tuned to get all of those. Okay, thanks for watching Rock Your Best Vocals, where your best keeps getting better. See you on the next one.